Welcome. In front of me is a Motorola Edge 30 Ultra, and today I will show you a couple tweaks and tricks you can do on this phone. So to get started, I'm going to begin with the dark mode, which can be found under the display, settings, and then display. And you do have a hard switch here, so you can toggle it either light or dark mode depending on which one you want. But if you press on the text right there, you also have the option to set it up as a schedule, and then gives you the two options. So turn on add custom time, so this will allow you to set up the start and end time, or you can also just set it up to have it be from sunrise to sunset, or sunset to sunrise as it's here. So you have two options, and this will then also automatically switch, kind of like the schedule one. Now moving on to the next one, it's going to be the refresh rate. Now by default the device has it set to be at auto. As you can see, use AI to always show the optimal refresh rate. Now the AI ain't smart enough to lower it below 60 Hz, unfortunately. I did check, and I think it's even mentioned right here. So if you're running auto, it's gonna run at 144 Hz whenever screen is in motion. So if I would be doing this, it's 144, but when it stops, it drops it to 60. So if you're planning to prioritize just battery and you don't really care for this smooth motion, then select it to be at 60. That's going to be the best case where you have the best battery life. Now if you prefer to have this battery smooth animations, keep it at auto, because selecting it to be 144 will reduce your battery further compared to the auto, because auto utilizes both, and whenever screen isn't in motion with this one, the 144, it would always, no matter what's happening, always run at 144 instead of as it is right now. It drops it down to 60, basically taking a little bit strain off of the processor that would need to render all these frames. Anyway, let's move on to the next one, which also is under the display, and this is going to be the colors. By default, I believe this is the default, it's set to saturated, but you can also select it to be natural, and boy oh boy is this like barely any different in terms of the whiteness around, but you can clearly see a big difference in the image itself right here. When I flip between, this is a drastic difference, to the point that on camera it looks like we lose detail here, though obviously in person it looks better. So the only difference is going to be an amount of colors you see, not having the image actually like washed out as it is right here, where you kind of lose the detail. So this is just the fault of camera, don't worry about that. But the difference between the natural and saturated is significant. It's not as noticeable on a camera for some reason, but the white background right here turns visibly more yellowish compared to the saturated, which is closer to like bluish color. But again, this will be just completely up to preference, so choose whichever one you think looks better to you. I'm personally not a fan of super saturated colors, so I'm just gonna stick for the rest of the video with the natural looking. Now moving on to the next option, which also is here in the display section, it is the attentive display. So it's going to be a little bit lower right here, and do enable this if it's off. I think by default it is off. And what this will do is whenever you're looking at the display, the phone will use the front facing camera to check if it detects any face, and if that face is looking at the phone. If it is, it's not going to dim out the screen, no matter what the timeout of the screen is. As long as it detects that someone is looking at it, it's going to continue to keep it on. The moment you put it down, not looking at it, it will start the countdown. So whatever the countdown is, it will start it, and afterwards it's going to lock the display as it would normally do. Now this is pretty nice option to have if you're reading some kind of, like, for instance, web browser. You're not touching your screen, and because of that, the device thinks that you're not doing anything, and after like 10 seconds or half a minute, it just starts to dim out and then locks the display. This option will prevent that from happening. Now let's move over to the next one, which is going to be the swipe for split screen. And we have it right here, swipe to split. As you can see, it is off by default, and what it requires you to do is just kind of do this, and it will divide the screen into halves. Select allow. Does not support split screen, so let's try something else. And there we go. And from here I can open up another app, and there is our split screen. And now I'll mention one more thing. One of the other things that I will show here is, well, I can actually show it right now. It's going to be the gesture navigation, which I think it's in System, Gestures, and System Navigation, and you have Gesture and Navigation. Now with this enabled, it will turn off the split screen mode with the shortcut, just because we do have a gesture for going back, which is triggered the same kind of way. Oh no, never mind. Here it actually works. Nice. I'm surprised because I literally did, I think it was Motorola Edge 30 Lite or something like that, and it does turn it off. Here it actually keeps it on, so never mind. So there we go, we have gesture navigation. Now quickly touching up on the gesture navigation, you do have the option to set it up at the beginning of the setup, or technically at the end of the setup of the phone. But if you chosen, for instance, buttons and want to check out the gestures, as you've seen, you can find it under System, Gestures, and System Navigation. It also gives you a quick animation on how you can use it. And now moving on to the last option that I wanted to show you. It's also enabled by default, and this is going to be the quick launching a flashlight. I personally use this quite often, meaning flashlight. So this is a really nice thing to have. And what you do is basically shake the phone. So there we go. Now, if for some reason maybe you're turning on the flashlight by mistake and you want to turn it off, you can do so by going into, I believe it's Gestures and Fast Flashlight. There we go. And you can turn it off from here if you want to just get rid of it. I personally like it and want to keep it on, but obviously if for some reason maybe you just tend to shake your phone a little bit too much and it triggers the flashlight for some reason for you, then you can turn it off in here. So anyway, with that being said, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.